Hi. Now, I've been getting a lot of emails and questions from people who feel stuck in their career. They're in a job they don't want to do anymore, and they're asking the question, what am I supposed to do next? Now, if you're in this situation too, and you're doing work that you don't really want to be doing anymore, then this video is for you. I created this video so that I can share with you the two things, oh, that looks like four, the two things that I share with my clients to help them figure out what to do next in their career in literally just a matter of days. You know, some people literally spend months, if not years, settling and stuck in a job they don't want to do because they haven't yet figured out what they're going to do. They're sitting there thinking like, what is my purpose? Oh, it hasn't come to me yet, and they stay stuck. And you don't need to stay stuck. You don't need to wait for that idea or for that new thing to come to you. You can really figure it out like that. Now, what's interesting is that I typically get asked this question from people who have done everything they can to get a good job. You know, they went to great universities, they took the best jobs they could get, and they really did everything they could to make their career more interesting and to be as successful as they could be. But after a while, after a few years of doing a certain kind of job, working for certain kinds of companies, they realize that this work isn't fulfilling anymore, and the stress and just everything that comes with that job or that industry, they just think it isn't really worth it. Now, before I dive in, I should probably say who I am in case you don't know who I am. My name is Jo Randolph, and I'm a career coach for millennials who want to figure out what to do next in their career. I literally think about this topic and work on this topic all day, every day. So anyways, let's get started. I'll start by busting a myth and really talking about the common mistake that people make when they want to change careers and do something different. And that is they look for the magic pill. What do I mean by this? A magic pill is when you're looking for a new company that will fix your problems. So for example, I'll be honest and share something about myself. So when I was younger and I was working in marketing, I was working at a company that was it was a really great company. I was working with cool brands and as a consultant, and everything on paper looked great, and to be honest, I actually really did enjoy the job. But after a few months, I started to notice some cracks. I wasn't getting along very well with my manager, and I wasn't really doing the kinds of projects or the kinds of things that I wanted to do. The company was going through a lot of organizational changes, and it was just this kind of stressful, anxiety-driving situation. And I thought, the problem is this company, I'm not supposed to be here anymore. And so I resigned. But then it didn't take long until for me to find a new job, and when I started my new job, I ended up finding myself in the exact same situation. Basically, the company that I ended up working for, it was great at the start, but after a year, I was getting less interested, and I was just kind of in this state of, why is it that when I find a new job and work for a new company, I'm not happier for longer than a couple of years? And if you find yourself doing work where you don't see yourself at that company for more than 2 years, or you don't see yourself doing that for more than a couple of years, then you really know that you're doing the most common mistake, which is you're jumping from one sinking ship to another sinking ship. And you typically do this by, when you're looking for a new job, you get fed up and you just apply for as many jobs as you can, and you're not really getting clear on what job is really the best job for you, what career is really the best career for you. So that is something that I'm gonna invite you to stop making that mistake, because if you stop doing that, honestly, everything becomes so much easier, and you'll find yourself working for the right company at the right time in your career, and you really feel like you're at home and this is what you're supposed to be doing with your life. Now, the big question is, how do you do this? So I'm going to share with you something that literally changed my life and has also changed the lives of my clients. And that is creating a clear vision of what you want to do in your career. Now, another mistake that a lot of people make is that they see their job as something that just gives them benefits. You know, it gives them something to do during the day, they get paid to do it, They maybe get, company benefits such as healthcare or whatever, and they think about all those benefits and they think, if I get all that stuff, then everything is great. But here's the thing, a job does way more than just give you benefits. A job also affects your life, sometimes more negatively than positively. So if you want to find a job that you really love, you really want to find one that affects your life positively rather than negatively. And here are the ways it affects your life. So for example, one is in your relationships. If you're doing work that isn't fun, that's boring, stressful, time-consuming, then you'll tend to be a little bit cranky. You'll tend to be not the best person you can be in a relationship, and that really takes a toll on you. Or if you are doing work that, doesn't pay you very well, the problem with that is that you'll always be struggling financially. And if you're struggling financially, that sucks because you have bills to pay, you get into debt, and in some cases, even married couples divorce over things in terms of like arguing about money. Another thing is it affects your quality of life. If you're busy and you don't have much money either, then you'll tend to find that you don't have much spare time, and even when you do have spare time, you're not having as much fun as possible. So in my view, there's no job that's worth ruining your relationships, your quality of life, or even your financial situation. You really want to get a job that ticks all those 3 boxes. The big question is, how do you do that? So what you really need to do is you need to create a vision of what you want your career to look like. Now, a way that I like to do this with my clients is I get them to visualize what they want their life to look like in the next 10 years and 3 years in the next year. And the reason being is that you kind of want to have a view of where you want to be in 10 years time, so you know sort of what direction you want your career to go, and then in 3 years and 1 year, you can kind of visualize how you want your life to change in the next year and in the next 3 years. And in this visualization, think about, where you want to be living, what type of home you'll be in, how much money you want to be making, what type of relationships you want to have, how you want to be spending your time, and also what types of activities you'd like to be doing at work. Once you have this vision, it becomes really clear what type of job or what type of work you'll be most excited to do, and also what type of companies would be a really great fit for you. It's really, really important you do this visualization exercise way before you apply for a job, so you don't end up wasting your time applying for work that won't end up making you happy anyway, even if you got the job. So you really want to set the bar higher than just getting a job. You really want your next job to be the perfect fit for where you are in your life right now, and can be a stepping stone for where you want to be. But here's the thing, here's a catch. Now, there is something you must watch out for, and that is playing small. And a lot of my clients do this all the time, and maybe you're doing this as well, where you're doing a job or you're applying for certain jobs because you think it's what you're capable of. You think it's what your friends or family expect you to do. You're doing it because you think it's the best you can do, when really it isn't. I'm telling you this right now, you are capable of so much more than you think, and you just have to allow yourself to dream bigger than what you've imagined for yourself right now. So that's all that I'm gonna kind of a little tip for really getting the most out of your visualization exercise. Now, a really easy way to kind of make sure that you're not thinking small is to ask yourself to visualize, visualize. Ask yourself to write down what your life would look like if you played small. What would your life look like if you did the things that your parents or your friends or society expected you to? What would your life look like if you did the things that you think you're capable of and you're afraid of, dreaming bigger? When you compare your small vision with your big vision, then it will totally motivate you, and it will totally help you to see that the small vision isn't something that's even worth paying attention to. You'll just want to chuck it out and focus on the big vision, because that will be so much more inspiring to you. Now that's it. So that's kind of my tips for today. Now those are 2 things you can do. There are actually really 5 steps that I share with my clients and on how to figure out what to do next in their career. And when you follow these 5 steps, you can literally figure out what job you want to do in days instead of months. Now, if you want to figure it out that quickly, simply sign up for my free guide, which I'll put in the description. And it's a really, really helpful guide that tells you the exact steps I give my clients and they figure out what they want to do. Now that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, then leave a comment in the comment box below. I read all the comments, and also don't forget to visit my website, joyrandolph.com, because that's where I also share more career tips, particularly if you're trying to change careers or you want to get a new job. Anyways, that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. I love making this video for you, and I can't wait to see you next week. All right, bye.